Hey Jalissa, this is my video log for the Choreo 1 piece, part of it, on my personal feedback of my piece thus far. And I'm going to start off with my struggles. And my struggles thus far is finding confidence within myself to create a piece that I feel is going to succeed. The vulnerability in that, I struggle with confidence in myself a lot, and it also comes out in my movement. I'm pretty sure you can tell whenever I'm like dancing and whatnot. I lose my confidence in myself. That's a thing that I have to work on personally. Stepping out of my comfort zone, improving, all that stuff it's really hard for me to find myself in doing those things. Another struggle of mine would be, I guess, where my rehearsals are, because right now we're rehearsing in my apartment, in my living room, and I don't have any furniture and there's space and whatnot, but it kind of gets a little cluttered when I'm dancing with Becca, and so she can't really go full out, but I get in the studio sometimes too, whenever after a rehearsal or something, an hour left of the Dugan being open and no one's occupying that space, we'll jump in there and use the studio if it's not occupied. That's a struggle. Also, counting my music, I guess, because it's in sixes, but just finding the different tempo changes and listening to that music and finding where we can have those different variations of slowness but exaggerated, and then going into faster, just finding those different tempo variations and putting it to the music has kind of been a struggle. I'm pretty sure you'll see that in the rehearsal video log that I will submit. Another struggle, I just feel like it's with myself. The main struggle is, like I said, confidence. I have a really hard time getting vulnerable and caring too much what others think about me, in a sense that I'm never gonna be good enough, or my movement isn't gonna be good enough, or I'm myself am not good enough. It comes out a lot in my movement, and I guess when we talked about when I heard my feedback from the way that I choreographed my dance in the beginning, when I set my foundation, I heard a lot about me using my legs a lot, and I feel like my legs are strong in a sense that I also like a lot of footwork, and sometimes I forget to use my upper body. So you'll see the contrast in what I had at the beginning versus now. I'm trying to incorporate more body movement of the upper body rather than just the lower body, and using a lot of extensions of the legs and stuff. I'm trying to mellow that out. I also find it easier when I go to the floor to do because when you go to the floor, there's normally basic things that you can do, and I feel like in my movement I did a lot of that, but in my video log that I will be uploading, you'll see that I did my own little flair we go to the floor, but it's in a whole different way. I don't think I've seen someone do it, and if they did do it the way that I did it, it's probably different because I tried to make it my own. Well, yeah. And then let's move on to my successes. So I feel like I did really well in picking my dancer. Of course, Becca's one of my closest friends, but she's really dedicated, and she's really like willing to work with me. Like, sometimes I can just throw something at her and she'll do it like her way, and then I will like tweak it to put a little bit of my flair on it too, so it doesn't just look like it's her doing. She gives me a little bit of like, maybe we could do this instead of this, and then I'll look at that movement, I'm like, oh, I like it, but maybe we can tweak it, and so I'm not using like your movement, I can like, use my own. She's really easy to work with. I feel like I did really good in picking a really reliable dancer. Another success would be pulling away from that comfort zone of like using my legs, because at first I really struggled with like confidence, and I feel like how far my dance has gotten now, like it's totally better, like it flows better, tempo's different, like yeah, I just feel like I'm successing in like becoming like who I am in dance, because, and I feel like that also comes with like when I'm going through something like a lot of stress, it comes out in my movement, and my movement tends to be better when I'm stressed out rather than if everything's going like, I don't want to say good in my life because it's never ever perfect, but right now I'm like battling like no sleep because I have baby and all these different things, and all that stress is like, I put it aside, and when I come to choreo, I feel like I become, and I'm evolving into a different dancer. Improv isn't too hard for me anymore because like I said, I have a really big problem with vulnerability, and I feel like now I'm getting out of that comfort, which, I mean, still you'll see my struggle when you put me on the spot. Like I'm just so scared I'm gonna mess up, or like people are gonna think of me weird, and that I don't like, sorry, my hand's shaking really bad, that I don't find that confidence in myself, and that that I need to. Another success would be I like the music. At first, me and Madison were kind of having a difficult time with the music. I mean, I liked it, but Madison wasn't really feeling it, and we both mutually like sat down, picked out a song, and we like it, and yeah, my storyline's coming along really well. My success in the storyline. I came up with a title finally, Broken Remedy, and this dance is like kind of what I went through in high school, like all the emotion that I went through in like a horrible relationship, toxic relationship, getting out of it, moving on from that. It was really hard, and I feel like this dance is like me like expressing that that I've never really talked about with people, and so yeah. Another well, I guess a goal would be to start working more with my CC, which would be Madison. We haven't met up yet, but yeah, exploring those different pathways and stuff. I guess another success would be adding more pathways, so she's not always centered stage right. Well, I guess stage right. Yeah. Okay, yeah, center and stage right the whole time. Like, she's actually moving, facing them where I'm thinking they're at the moment, and then pulling away from them, and you know, just working with Madison would be like one of the goals. So we can use like some more like elements like mirroring and retrograde, and like, you know, just different things to add more flair to our piece. Another goal would be expanding my movement further. Like, I got like maybe 10 to 20 seconds further than what I was, but I reconstructed the beginning of the dance, so you'll see that. So I guess just moving on from that foundation, that restructuring, and going further would be a goal. Getting through the dance would be a goal. A success would be, I know I'm sorry, I'm like going all over the place from struggles and successes, and I'm just trying to, you know, think off the top of my head. Another success would be allowing, like, watching Becca's movement and manipulating that into something that she can do, but with my little flair to it, I guess. Like, that would be a success. I feel like there's more successes than struggles, and my struggles, I feel like, can become successes. I just need to get out of my comfort zone and explore, like, which is basically what everyone said in my critiques. You can see a little bit of impulse in my movement. I added impulse. I really took into consideration of what everyone told me and tried to incorporate it in my dance this far. And just exploring more would be another goal. Yeah. So far, I'm really happy with where I'm at in this dance, and yeah, I'm pretty confident that it's gonna turn out great, and I'm really excited to work with Madison because I feel like our piece can either be made or broken, just depending on how we intertwine them. I'm not exactly sure the concept of what Madison's going for, but I'm really trying for like a narrative storyline, and hopefully that is portrayed in Becca's movement. Yeah, so like I said, I'm really excited to see myself progress. Yeah, I'm really just stepping out of my comfort zone. I hate improvising. I tell anyone that I'm dancing for, well, of course, I wouldn't say that to you, but with like in Becca's piece and like in Madison's piece that I'm in, and like whenever they're like, let's improv across the floor, like I get into this little shell because I'm so afraid of like hearing like, oh, she's not good enough, or oh, she kind of sucks, because I feel like I'm used to hearing that, and it doesn't make me 100% confident in my movement. And I know I'm a dancer, but I kind of lost my confidence in myself because of like past experiences, and I used to be like this social butterfly, talking to everyone, like not shy, confident in myself, and I've lost that over the years. And so yeah, vulnerability and confidence and believing in myself are big key things into my struggles in this, but I just gotta push through, and eventually I'll succeed. Yeah. So, yeah. Thank you for listening.